It's Brian Preston, the money guy.
Yep, and I think that's and so that's a contrast, right? Of I'm going to call a negative influencer, who's the guy that's trying to sell you on a system, and then obviously we try to be positive influencers. But there are other influencers out there that are net positives, that they do great stuff. Three of the ones that we threw out just like off the cuff: Dave Ramsey, Stephan, Clark Howard. They're all, and I think what's interesting about each one of them is there are tangible results from what each of the three of those have done. If you want to talk to someone about getting out of debt and really changing their life and changing their behavior, say what you want about Dave, he's second to none when it comes to actually getting people motivated to get out of a bad spot into a positive spot.
He's also not a bad guy in the fact that we work in Dave Ramsey country. Mm-hmm. I mean, we are in Franklin, Tennessee. His organization, I think, is quickly approaching 1,000 employees. Yep. So they're a big employer here in the community. I know people from my church. I know people from my neighborhood. You do too, that work there. And you want to get somebody excited, talk about the shopping days he does at Green Hills, some of the charity events. I mean, he does do good work. Now, look, we don't agree with Dave on everything. I think you guys know we've even done some shows where we call into action about his investment philosophy compared to. But otherwise, I think you can, if you're looking to get out of debt, Dave Ramsey is the best motivator of getting you out of those behavioral things. I kind of consider us graduate level studies for the people who don't struggle with the behavioral things that Dave is talking about a lot of times. That leads to, and this one's a sentimental favorite of mine, is Clark Howard. He's on the far right. A lot of you guys might not know who Clark is because he's not as national. He's more of a regional player. He was on both WSB, which was talk radio in Atlanta when we lived in Atlanta. He was also on WSB, the TV station, Channel 2. And Clark is just a consumer guru. This guy was, by the way, if you want to look at influencer status of chicken or egg approach, he was a successful entrepreneur and business owner who was retired at a very young age. He already had built up enough money. So nerdy, so bored that he started calling into the radio station every day. To one day, I think he tells a story that I can't remember if somebody got sick, but Clark basically showed up and said, "Hey, let me try this out." I mean, he has a nerdy story that is so awesome, and I think his just will to be an educator and help people grow has always influenced me. I talk to people that he's also encouraged. I got to do a tour, and he kind of helped inspire this show back in 2005 and 2006. And the last one's kind of a newcomer on my radar, at least. I know he's been doing this for a few years now, but man, Graham. Now, he does a lot of those annoying things that I just think I'm getting old. Right. This is where I'm old and crotchety because he does like 3 of those 4 annoying things that influencers do. But he's legit in the way that his minimalism, the way he lives his life is kind of incredible. And I think his transparency, he's not super pretentious. He kind of puts it all out there for you. He kind of shows you exactly what he has going on. And he kind of tells you, hey, look, if you want to do something similar to what I've done, these are the steps. This is how you do that. And he puts it all out there. He has a lot of content out there for free. He does have some courses and stuff. But I think that's great. And I think he's had a net positive impact on the financial world through his influence. So it's not all negative. I mean, there are some positive influencers out there. And that's something I just want to make sure we are clear on is just pay attention, train yourself to know what questions to ask, to know what the intent is, what the why is, so that you can navigate that as effectively as possible and not fall prey to some emotional trap or some, where they make you feel good to lure you into a trap that financially will not be in the best interest of your wallet.